Okay, so the next course is Glendale. I'm going to talk about Glendale a little bit. Glendale is a course that is in Alexandria, in the southern part of Alexandria, uh, not quite down by Fort Belvoir, but about halfway. It's just outside the Beltway on Telegraph Road, just west of I guess the Potomac River. It's fairly easy to get to. It's a good course in terms of the appearance of the course. It is certainly flowered and treed up, and it's got a few small lakes and ponds on it. It has some condos running alongside some of the fairways, but not a lot of houses and not a lot of road. There's no real obnoxious road noise. It also has a row of houses along the 18th fairway, but other than that, no houses. So there's just a couple of holes where you really have to worry about any houses or housing noise or hitting into somebody's backyard. But I think this is really another kind of basic course in a sense, or say older course in a sense. It's been around a long time. You can see that there are other courses that are much bigger, much lusher. Certainly has more of a course on the course. This is a smaller course. It's relatively flat, although it's not entirely flat. The 18th tee shot, 17th certainly have some verticality to them, but most of the other holes are flat. It has some doglegs, some crescents, some straightaways, but not a lot of twisty or tightness or anything like that to it. Although some of the holes are certainly a mental challenge. You have to be careful not to let the hole play with your head too much. And it's not an easy course overall, but it's not very hard either. I would say it's a decent golf challenge. It's certainly worth playing, but what I would question about this course are a couple things. First of all, it is almost always packed. It is almost always busy, and it's not cheap. The course is too close to the more upscale part of Alexandria to be cheap. And while you can get on there and get a cart and get a tee time and so forth, it's going to take time to play this course, longer than most courses, and you're going to spend a lot of time in foursomes watching other foursomes play. Now, what do you get in exchange for that? You get a moderately decent course, a modest course that's modestly difficult. It has some tough. I wouldn't even really say any of the holes are tough. I'd say they're a challenge, and you get a round of golf out of it. So I sort of think that Glendale is not really a great value for golf, either in terms of time or in terms of expense. It will let you come out and hit the ball. Certainly, you will get some exercise, but a decent player shouldn't have any problem with this course. If you let it play with your head too much, or you try to take it for granted, it can bite you. But it certainly is not going to be something which is a stiff technical challenge. So I think it's more of a casual golfer's course, in a sense that someone who can come out isn't going to be in a rush to get around, isn't going to be in a rush to get on the course, isn't going to be in a rush to get off the course, and just have a casual round. It is much more of a convenience and much more of a nice course with a nice clubhouse. It has a sort of a hot, wet bar. It has a grill. I guess it does have showers in there. It has a nice area you can sit down and watch TV. 2 or 3 TVs playing in there that usually show whatever golf is playing somewhere else. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. I just wouldn't put it high on my list of top 100 courses that I want to play in my life before I die. It is a generic course. I think it's a county-run course for the DC area that is of modest length and modest difficulty, no more. I can give the course a a B minus easily. It is has some things going for it in modest degrees, but not a lot going for it. And it also has some modest weaknesses in modest degrees. It's not going to annoy you to death, and some of the holes are a decent challenge, no question. But you're not going to walk off this course feeling like you played a really great course or you've had a really challenging round. It is a modest challenge in all respects, and at best a decent place to play golf when you have that sudden urge to play and you have the whole day to burn. That's what is this? Glendale, Glendale Golf Course in Alexandria, Virginia. Yeah, certainly the one other thing about it is no carries of any real length. There's a par 3 over water that's 120 yards or so. And I have apparently offended some crow family. It's a modest course. You're never gonna get the feeling on this course that an average or a casual player is overwhelmed by this course. But it does have a couple of par 3s with some carry over water. And there's also number 10 has some carry over a short section of water. No question.